So we're outside the 15th Avenue Coffee and Tea. This is what it looks like right now for most people, which it's under construction. A lot of people are very curious about it. We now know that it's a Starbucks. Tell us what we're looking at and how this is going to be different from any Starbucks in the first place.
So if you had ever visited this store before, then already you recognize that we've completely changed the whole thing. The front door is in a different place. And the first thing that I think you'll notice is that the front door is an old front door. We actually found this door, and we decided to use it on the front door here as reclaimed. You'll see some inside that are actually from one of our stores that we renovated, and we pulled those.
So we're coming inside now.
So if you stop right here, which is where many of our customers will stop right away because you're looking at some beautiful food, and this food is actually coming to us from Essential Baking over in Fremont. We've been working with them over the last 5 months to develop some food products that they have been very proud of for years that will be really relevant to the day parts that we want to kind of capture. And when I say that, what I mean is that when you come in the morning for your coffee, we're going to have some beautiful morning foods. We're also going to have fresh baked breads, and we're going to make toast and serve toast with toast and jam.
The display itself looks a lot different than anything you see at a typical Starbucks.
It surely does. It's really much more of a mercantile display. It's very European if you think about the wrought iron and the glass that we're looking through, so that many folks have already observed that we kind of have that European mercantile feel that we're experiencing standing right here.
So let's stroll into the rest of the store here, see what you've got. I noticed some large artwork and different sorts of things on the wall over there, so a relief, I guess.
Yeah, so I think, it's hard to even know where to begin. So up above you see some lamps that were made by our creative team. The woman who worked with us on the project basically got some of that metal fencing and it was rusted, and we've created those two lamps, which I think are really striking. Behind the lamps you see a mural. That's a mural of an Ethiopian coffee ceremony that was it was a photograph made by a couple of photographers who traveled to Ethiopia just a few months ago. The table that's just below that mural is actually reclaimed wood from an old ship, and you can see how thick it is. That's real ship wood. And then below that is those sawhorses were also part of the reclaimed material that was found.
Will there be certain Starbucks drinks that will not be carried here to differentiate?
I think if you look around, you won't see, for example, any blenders. We're not going to make blended beverages, and I hope that the Frappuccino customers that come in aren't disappointed. I hope they simply find through the discovery of what we do have that there's other things that they might like to try.
Now I'm looking for the taps because I read that apparently there will be beer and wine.
Yeah, we're going to feature beer and wine. I think one of the things that we really wanted to try to do was to make sure that customers who come in the later day parts have an opportunity to experience this place and have a chance to have a glass of beer or a glass of wine. And so we're going to have 6 bottled beers. We have some local beer as well as some imported beer. And then we also have 5 wines.
There's been some criticism from other local indie coffee shops saying, they're taking our ideas, that kind of thing. How do you react to that?
Well, I think that we certainly... I don't think we would ever say we've taken their ideas. We've been in the coffee business for 40 years, and many people give us credit to some degree for helping people understand coffee in a different way all over the world. We know that there are some things that folks in the coffee business want to do. They want to serve great coffee. And I'll tell you that I frequent some of those indies that you mentioned, and I sit down and I have fantastic coffee. And what I know is that it's different than the Starbucks coffees that I've come to love, but I have great respect for the work that they do. And if doing what we're doing is copying, then I think it's being misperceived. What we're doing are some of the things that great coffee companies do. If you do espresso, there are things that you do that everybody knows that's the right way to do it. And I can tell you we're going to do it that way here in this store.